bunch of stuff swirling around with all that. I don't know what I don't know what's coming. Wouldn't be surprised if he's gone, but again, the point I keep making to people, man, he's got 70 new recruits and 30 of them are true freshmen. Like, in what world, in what realistic universe is someone expecting him to come in there and just have like some dominant winning team? I don't know. Maybe I'm being too reasonable. I feel like people are just out for blood, man. They just expected this guy to come in there, and I feel like most of the media coverage, I have to believe, that there's some bias related to the fact that they just hate this guy for the fact that he's dating a woman that could be his daughter. I know that sounds silly, but don't underestimate people's vicious nature when they develop an animosity towards somebody for such a, in my opinion, an innocuous reason that they would develop a hatred. Maybe I'm looking too far into it, but I've seen crazier things, man. Could be completely wrong. That could be a wild take, but I don't know. To me, it feels unrealistic, the expectations that people have put on this guy. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's have a day. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm thinking these lows and up. I'm thinking lower, man. I honestly am feeling lower. Let's see what the fin is talking about over here. FinBiz. Nvidia's up. Oracle's up. Apple's up. Microsoft's up. Google's down. Amazon's up. I don't know. You might be right. We might just push here. It'll definitely be interesting. I love looking at this. I don't know why this is like, it's interesting to me. Kind of cool. Bro, put a shirt on. I don't feel like it, man. I was all done up because I thought I had class after this, and I remember my professor canceled class today for the first class that I have. So I was like, dude, I'm putting this outfit on, and as soon as I'm done streaming, I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna come back here and eat and take a nap. Bro, the data centers are going crazy right now. Before I stop doing, well, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about that. Never mind. I take it back. I know that there's a lot of people buying up data centers right now. There's a huge market for that, and it's just booming, dude. It's massive. What's up, Bry? You think my music is keeping the TikTok from pushing my feed? I don't know. I feel like I've been commenting more on videos and stuff. I got flagged. TikTok flagged one of my comments. And I appealed it, and it did not approve the appeal. It was a silly comment, to be honest, but it was a video of Emmanuel Macron's wife. All I said was, "That's a dude," and for some reason, TikTok did not like that comment. I thought it was funny. I guess TikTok doesn't have a sense of humor, man. Appreciate you sharing a lot, man. Appreciate that. So I think that since they flagged that, and I don't know if that's like going to cause me to, they're going to throttle back pushing my stream onto people's feeds or not. Yeah, I don't know, man. Appreciate that, Ant. Always coming through with the gifts. Got 10 minutes till market open here. How's it going, man? You doing all right? Or who wants to go in on a jet with me? G700. If we get like 20 people, we could get this. Wait until Oracle takes TikTok over, it'll get worse. Oh, absolutely, dude. And it already has. Like, I don't want to. There's so much about that I want to say that. Pete, you probably are on the same page as me when it comes to all that, I would imagine. But you're exactly right. I slept all right, Ant. I slept all right, man. I've been feeling weird. Like, I had like this. The reason I didn't stream yesterday, dude, I had this kind of like a scary thing happen. I was sitting here doing my thing like I normally do, charting, was actually looking at this FinViz, had this pulled up. And all of a sudden, man, I just, like, my vision went completely black, and I almost passed out just sitting here at my desk. And then my heart started going like 100 miles an hour. I got this, like, wave of, like, head pain. I thought I was having, like, a stroke or something, seriously. Scared the shit out of me. So I took the day off yesterday. I did trade. I took one trade, did well. But, man, honestly, dude, I still feel kind of off. Like, I still got a headache and, like, feel kind of weird. I'm planning on going to the doctor and getting checked out. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. But definitely not fun. Kind of a little bit scary. I, like, got to the point where I, like, went and unlocked my door in case I, like, had to call 911 or something so they could get in here. Not even kidding. It was scary. Where I think SPYs are going today, man, FinViz right now is everything's looking green, man. Everything's looking green. If I understand correctly, you're looking for a break of structure and then looking for an entry point. Basically, yeah. I mean, that's a very simplified way of looking at it. What I'm looking for initially is a sweep of a key level. We look for a sweep of a key level. My favorite is seeing a breaker form when that happens. So like you'd get a push down here, and then right before the sweep, you'd get a slight push up. Like if you had like these two candles right before the sweep. Those are just examples, that not at that level, but just examples. If you had those two right before a sweep lower, strong V-shaped recovery. tap back. Hopefully, a fair value gap forms inside of that breaker, and then a tap back into that. That's where I would long it to the moon. I appreciate that, Ant. I hope so too, man. Got too much to do to be dealing with any of that nonsense health issues. Hopefully the years of abuse aren't catching up to me. Luis, I don't know, man. I'm not really sure. We're just waiting to see what market wants to do at open. This is just Chop City right here. Order book is super thin. We're just going to wait and see. Kind of play it by ear. I'm debating trading my Percy Jackson, my live account. I guess I can show you guys this. So I put 500 in this account. This is a I don't know how to do this without hiding, with like to be able to hide my information. So this is my personal account. This is a live trading account. I put 500 in there. Made 20 bucks, 25 bucks yesterday. And I'm going to see what I can build this account to. Nothing crazy. Just want to kind of take a stab at it. But I don't know if I'm going to trade that today or not. Might trade one of my take profit accounts. That didn't show on the, I don't know if that showed on the YouTube stream. I don't know if this information that shows right here is like anything that anyone can do anything. It's just my like account, like my AMP account number. It kind of, I guess I should hide that. But yeah, I think this is going to be a cool series. So I started at 500. I put 500 in there. We're at 525 right now. We're going to see how much we can build that live account up to over time. We're taking it super slow, 1 micro, trading 1 micro at a time on that for right now. I think once we get up to 1,000, I'll bump it up to maybe 2 micros. So we'll just kind of take it slow and easy. Yeah, PA is not looking too hot right now. Yeah, little live account. Small, little potatoes. Just trying it out, man. Seeing how it goes. I don't want to get too crazy. I mean, I could have put more in there, but I feel like if I can't handle 500, there's no point in putting 5,000 or whatever in there. What's up, Zach? How's it going, man? Tapping into that 4 hour, yeah. Where's the daily? Daily's way down there, isn't it? Yeah. We got the 4 hour right below us here that we're tapping into right now. Yesterday we went down almost to the very bottom of it. Exactly, yeah. Stick to the rules. And I feel like trading 1 micro at a time, man. It'll obviously it'll be a slow process building, but it also lowers the downside tremendously. So I've been doing well this week, though. Pretty decent. Monday could have been better, but I still made money. Tuesday was decent. Yesterday, I think I made like $800 on my take profit account, so can't complain. Yeah, I think today with the way this price action looks, I'm going to wait and see how the market looks after it opens. But I'm probably going to take a prop firm trade today and uh, not the Percy Jackson. We'll see though. I stole that from Rips. That's what he calls his personal account, Percy Jackson. I think that's pretty funny. Need to come up with my own name. Minute and 15 seconds. Here we go. This week's been so good for you. Yeah, you've been crushing it, Dean. Up 7,000. Holy moly, bro. That is a big week. That's good stuff, man. Keep it up. We're getting a little push here. We got 30 seconds till market open, 25 seconds till market open. We're getting a little bit of a push. Drop to the 1 minute here, see what we got. There you go. You're trading, what pair are you trading? You're trading, can't remember what you told me you're trading. Getting a drop here, market open, boom. Big drop. Could just be a manipulation leg here and then push higher. ES is going up. Okay. Yeah, that's what I used to trade when I was trading Forex. When I first started getting my ass kicked. NQ's dipping. ES is starting to dip. What's the FinViz looking like? Yeah, ES is moving. Might trade ES today. Again. There's a sweep of the London pre-market. That's the 2 a.m. high. There's Asia. We're pretty decoupled right here. Yeah, that's what I took my trade on too, Zach. We are pretty decoupled here. Let's see if ES wants to turn around after that sweep. I think ES is going to dump here. Yeah. Absolutely great song. Tempted to take a stab at a short here on this inversion. I need to sign out of this account. Hang on one second. I got to sign out of my AMP account so we can take a... Should have done this already. Sorry, hang on. My bad. Had to sign out of that. We're going to take a stab at a short here, I think. I have a pretty wide stop on this, to be honest. I don't like how loud that is. It's supposed to be muted. Sheesh. TradingView is lagging so bad right now. Keep an eye on this, because if we start turning around pretty aggressively here on NQ, I might second guess this trade after that. We'll see. There's tons of orders stacked up lower on ES. Let's see what happens. Yeah, dude, my bad for that. That was super loud. I think we dumped down here, potentially down to at least 67.94. That's what it looks like on the book map, but we'll see. NQ might be. Let's see if we get a rejection here on NQ at this level. We did sweep, kind of swept London on that, barely. So we'll see what NQ does, or ES does here in response. Kind of just let it play out here. I know. Tyrone, I know. Tapping into that 4 hour. I think we go down to that PM low though, potentially before pushing higher. We'll see. NQ's pushing lower now a little bit. What I'm really hoping we don't get into is just some chop right here, just price just hanging out. Yeah, NQ is pushing lower here. Got to tap back into that. So we're decoupled at the moment. Pretty aggressively decoupled. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to read that, to be honest. NQ might have been the short. We'll see. Order book still looks good to the downside here on ES and on NQ. Did you bottom tick that? Who said there? Tyrone, you're in long, right? You enter basically right where I shorted? No, they do not, Jace. They usually move in the same direction. That's why I was saying they were decoupled there for a split second. Need this to break loose to the downside here. Parker, you're what Bible verse carried you through? I wouldn't say one specific verse, man. I love digging into the Word. I don't do this as much as I should, but I love digging into the Word on a daily basis, man. I'll come across something that'll usually it's a TikTok or something like that that'll spark my thinking, and I'll be like, man, I want to know more about that, and I'll dig into a specific area of the Bible that I come across. But there's not one particular verse that's like something that that I can solely say is something that has inspired me. What book am I in right now? I think we're in Jeremiah's where I was reading. Yeah, we was digging into Jeremiah last night. So there's some good stuff in there. He's known as a yapper, which I tend to be somewhat of a yapper myself. So I like his wisdom. What's up, Hector? Yeah, I'm moving to break even here. Yeah, surprise. I'm a yapper. Fluent in Japanese. Yeah, it was above the swing high. Sorry, I just saw your Dean. I just saw your thing. I was locked in here. I don't know if this is going to turn around or not. We haven't swept a level. Is NQ's still going lower here? I think we're good down to these lows. We'll see though. Might even push this right here just to be safe. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, exactly, Zach. I enjoy good conversation, man. I enjoy listening to other people's ideas just as much as I enjoy yapping, though. That's kind of you know, what I enjoy about doing these lives is I get to hear you guys talk about your perspective on things too, and I enjoy that just as much as I enjoy talking myself, maybe more so. I appreciate that, Hector. Um, do you ever add contracts? I would love to get to that point in my trading where I feel comfortable doing that. The more, man, we are lit up on the book map down to 67.92. I'm gonna leave my take profit where it is. I would love to move it down that low, but I'm just gonna leave it where it is. Um, yeah, I'm not that at that point in my trading yet where I feel comfortable adding in. I know that's once you become a real professional, that's what you do. You're looking for areas to add in, not where to take off. Yeah, not gonna be greedy. I'm gonna leave it right where it is. 94.25 is a great spot. We're getting ready to hit it. I think this book map is pulling price lower. I think it's gonna go right to it. It might not go. Is it gonna go? I think it wants to. Come on. There we go. Come on. Yeah. It's edging it. Here we go. Full TP, baby. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Could go lower here, man. The book map. I'll show you guys what I'm. I want to show you guys what I'm looking at, man, because the book map is lit up lower. I mean, there's orders flashing all the way down now to 67.85. So down to here. It could keep going all the way down there. It could turn around right here. We're tapping into that, or getting close to tapping into that 4 hour. Appreciate that. Yeah, Nat Tyrone, I'm pulling for you, man. I honestly think we might go lower and tap into this 4 hour at least, to be honest. That was a good trade right there. Somebody asked me what I was entering off of. To be honest with you, we had a break of structure, but mostly what I was seeing here on the book map was the orders, man. That's why book map comes in handy so much. I don't want to rely solely on that, but it is a good. See, we're pushing right back up now. There's still orders down lower, man. There's still orders. The order book above this level is pretty thin. So I still think we want to go a little bit lower here. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Window capture. New source. Bookmap. Where's Bookmap? There it is. So that's what I'm looking at right there. And those orders that just came in above, these orders are just flashing in. But you can see how we're lit up lower. It's interesting. I'll let you guys watch this for a second. I know it's not, I won't keep it on here too long, but I'll let you watch just how price behaves on here. Yeah, it does look weird. It's so cool though, man. I don't know why. I think it's pretty sick. Anyway, that's Bookmap. What's the big circles? Those are orders. Those big balls, those bubbles, those are orders. So the bigger the bubble, the bigger the orders coming in, and they're part. You see how part of them are red and part of them are green. Like whichever one is more dominant, that's how whichever order flow is more dominant for that buy or for that. I don't know. Love seeing Jack traders. Appreciate that, Josh. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, ES definitely caught up. Oh no, we are decoupled, dude. We're still NQ's pushing ES. I think wants to go lower here. We'll see. I think Tyrone's going to get his. Tyrone, were you short on NQ or ES? Or you were long? You were long. What were you long in? Yeah, dude. You see how Bookmap can come in handy. I mean, literally, right at my TP, it turned around. It could go lower here. Yeah, see, look at this. Those orders are still stacked lower, man. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. The Bookmap is a cheat code, dude. Look at that. Telling you it's a cheat code. That right there is why I pay $100 a month to have that. It just paid for itself 4 times over. But yeah, somebody asked if I copy trade. I do. I did not copy trade on that trade. I took one trade. That was my. I'm actually trying out a 100K take profit account. So that was on my 100K take profit account. I usually do 50Ks. I've done 50Ks my whole trading career, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do 100K. I don't know why. I just felt like that would be, I wanted to try it out. So I marked this 85 level is where the orders kind of died off. We'll see if it goes down there and turns around. the reason I did it, I was like, I can get more drawdown and contract sizing. I can with take profit, you're limited to 6. I know this sounds crazy, but you're limited to 6 minis, which you shouldn't really be trading more than that. But for an eval, I like to get in and get out and get it done. Look at this, man. We are dumping. But with the 100K, you get 12. So, I mean, I just traded 1 with the funded, but with evals, I was trading like 10 at a time just to get it done, because your target profit goes up to 6K instead of 3K. But with your funded account, you get more drawdown. Yeah, the tap back up here, and then the orders are flashing all the way down to 85 here. So we'll see what this does. TPT does. TPT does, yeah. It goes from 3K up to 6K. Unless I'm tripping. I'm almost 100% sure that's what it is, yeah. Yeah, it is. 6K target profit. If you're trading the 100K eval, the account size is 100K, your profit goes up to 6K. Profit target goes up to 6K. That's what I meant. I appreciate that, Parker. Appreciate that, man. Nah, Nathan, I think it doesn't mess with my psychology. Look at that. We're going right to where Bookmap is a cheat code, dude. I'm telling you. It hasn't messed with my psychology. This is ES right here. What it actually did was help a little bit. I guess it did mess with it in a positive way, because knowing that I have a little bit more drawdown to work with, I don't know. I think my psychology in general has just gotten better recently because of the fact that I don't really know what it is. I just got my mind right, man. I started making sure I was really strict about my journaling and writing every single detail about my trades down, about what I was doing. And I feel like once you get a better understanding of what you did wrong, you can say, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm just making mistakes that I can easily fix. And you start to fine tune those mistakes, and you get better. My biggest mistake that I was making was I wasn't holding my trades, man. I was reading price fine. But what I was doing was I'd get into a trade like I just was, and it would start to kick back a little bit. And instead of just keeping my hands off and not closing the trade, I would close it. And then price would eventually go right to where I would have had my take profit level. And then I'd FOMO into the trade because I'd get pissed off. So right there, I'm breaking 2 rules. I'm not letting the trade run, which is one of my rules. Let the trade run. If you enter the trade, stay in the trade. The other thing is I'm FOMOing into a trade. That's one of my biggest rules. If you see price going, don't try to get into it. Don't be like, oh, it's going away without me. Stay out of the trade. Let it run. Another trade will come. And I was breaking those rules, dude, and it was killing me. Like midway through September until like a week ago. It wasn't no reason at all. I would just lose confidence in myself. You know what I mean? Like I would lose confidence in for no reason really, other than just like it wouldn't be immediately going to my level. And I think there's time dilation when you're in a trade where you feel like more time has passed than actually has. So I'd be sitting there like, damn, is this kicking back on me? Did I misread this? I'm going to close this and reevaluate. And then as soon as I close the trade, price would then dump or shoot up to exactly where I wanted it to go. Exactly. If you have a plan, trade your plan. Have you been, Jay, have you been journaling? Because maybe it's not your strategy. Maybe your actual market evaluation isn't the problem. Maybe it's like me where you're having a psychological problem. It could be your strategy of the way you're reading the market. That could be it. But if that's not it, if you're journaling your trades and saying, okay, I saw price, I knew what it wanted to do, and it did do that. I screwed up here. Like I closed my trade early, or I FOMO'd in midway and it started kicking back on me. Whatever it is, like you gotta journal your trades, man. Journal super detailed. I entered here. This is why I entered. This is what I was looking for. These were my confluences. This is how long I was in the trade. This is what time it was. This is what I felt. I was feeling anxious. My heart rate increased. Like knowing those sorts of things might sound silly. Hugely beneficial, man. Hugely beneficial. I did not for 1 second. I don't think my heart rate increased a single beat per minute in that trade, which is what you want. When it hit TP, obviously, I got a little bit excited, but yeah, totally honest with yourself too, for sure. Wish I could get this headache to go away, man. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate that. Yeah, and if anybody wants to see the book map that I'm looking at, my YouTube, I can't fit it all here on my TikTok stream, but if you go to my YouTube, uh, it's on my YouTube. I can fit it into that. So when I'm streaming on here, I'm also streaming on YouTube, and you can see the book map, and you can see a larger view of the chart. Yeah, here's my YouTube handle. Yeah, Tristan, this is a yes. Oh yeah, I switch back and forth, Tristan. Yeah, I like for the past week or so, I've really liked the way ES has been moving. Yeah, good morning, man. Hope you're doing all right. Did you take a trade? Ducati, mostly it was we had a little bit of a break of structure. Where did I enter here? Saw a break of structure right here. Entered. Obviously, the trade kicked back a little bit. We just held on. And then we had our TP set at a low. There was a low. What was it? London low. Yeah, we had our TP set at London low. Right here. But mostly, I'll be honest with you, man. It was took a mean long in Asia. Nice. Mostly what I was looking at, obviously you need more than a break of structure right here to enter a trade. You need multiple confluences. What I was really going off of was the book map. I was looking at book map and the trades were lit up down low. So I was mainly playing off of that order flow. What were you looking at in Asia, Tristan? Oh, I see you. I see you. Yeah, there's a short and a long to play there in Asia. Beginning of the session looks like there's a solid short, and then almost exactly midway through it reversed. You keep seeing everyone doing this? Yeah, we took a short on the ES. There's our entries there. Took profit at London. What's up, Jay? He called out a short. I was wondering if he was going to take a trade today with the way the price action was pre-market. Appreciate the follows. Did you take a trade, Jay? I appreciate that, man. I feel like I'm looking deflated right now for some reason. No trade? Yeah, I don't blame you. Look how price went right to that level I was talking about and just immediately shot back up. I don't know if it's reversing at this point. I don't know, Nathan. I really don't. But you got a breaker here. On the 1 minute. You got to, well, not yet. It's not a breaker yet. Need price to come out of it first. But this is forming a breaker, in the midst of forming a breaker potentially. And this level right here, I don't think this was actually anything. I don't know if this was a key level of some sort. Let's see. Previous 4-hour low. This is where a bunch of orders were stacked up on the book map. This is why I had this marked. So price could reverse or it could just continue to go lower. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to drip lower. Why do we always just consolidate? I mean, those are some pretty strong moves right there. That was 26 points on ES. I mean, that's pretty decent. And we caught, how much of that did we catch there? $10.75. That's decent for an ES trade right there. You're on NQ. Let's see what that's looking like. If you invert this one, it might be going higher here. Yeah, ES is definitely slowed down. All right. We got a breaker forming here. You have to pass. You have to pass an account with Apex. Curious to see what this wants to do right here. I'd want to see if I was looking for a long here, which I'm not. I'm not taking another one today. Not taking another trade, but I'd want to see an inversion of this 2 minute right here, at least, before I'd get interested in a long. At least. That would be step one. I don't think we're ready to reverse yet. I think we're still going to drip lower. Rough day to be an NQ trader, yeah. I mean, honestly, with this break, you could have entered off this tap back here. That wouldn't have been a bad move on NQ. I mean, that's basically what I did on ES. Yeah. No, I get it, man. I get it. You did invert that 3, but you didn't get a touch back into it. Get an inversion of this too. This would be a. I don't trust longs here, to be honest, but it would be nice if you could get one. You'd be pushing through some gaps. Be a pretty wide stop there. I don't think that's a playable trade, though. I think we're going to go lower here potentially. Yeah, I think you're going to need to see a break up here first if you're going to even begin to get interested. If you didn't get this short, I'd be hands off. No reason to try to force something that's not there. Kind of wish I had taken that trade on the Percy Jackson, but it's okay. Yeah, I don't think this level, this area isn't anything that I'd get too excited about at this moment for anyone. Yeah, exactly. If I had lost that trade, I'd have been pissed if I had taken it on the Percy. Yeah, this 4 hours holding you up on NQ from going lower. Yeah, I wouldn't, man. Again, you don't force a trade if there's not one there. I don't see anything forming here that I'd be interested in. What's up, Ja? Fear of being included? Don't, man. If that's like you're thinking about getting into a trade, close it down, walk away, shut it down. Down 400. I hope I can recover today. I wouldn't think like that, man, or a woman. Is that I can't tell if that's you're a guy or a girl, but I would not think like that. If you're down, don't ever sit there and think I got to get this back. Just look for the next good trade. Forget that you just lost a trade, other than learning from it. Once you've learned from it and you figure out what you did wrong, put it out of your mind. Have a goldfish memory, man, and keep it moving. Man, I had like a little health scare yesterday. I'm still not feeling great. I got something going on with me, man. I don't know exactly what it is. I like blacked out. I was sitting here in the morning doing my normal morning routine and literally got like super tight tunnel vision and almost passed out just sitting here at my computer. It was weird. My head started throbbing. My body was making it was weird, man. So I was like, I'm not gonna go live today. Yeah, I need to get checked out. I'm hoping it's not. I still got a headache right now. It's like throbbing, hasn't gone away. Yeah, it's a scary feeling, Tristan. It honestly felt. That's what it felt like. It felt like a panic attack. But I was sitting here looking at like I was looking at stocks. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing. I didn't have a care in the world, dude. I wasn't worried about anything. But it felt like a panic attack. My heart was going like a million miles an hour. Super strange. I've never had panic attacks. I've had like anxiety before, like getting on a plane or something. Flying after I haven't flown in a while. But it felt like that. But like not to get sweaty, but I felt like weird. I wasn't hot or cold. My body was like buzzing, man. It was super strange. It was super strange. I felt like a bitch a little bit. Like I called my girlfriend. I was like, "What is going on right now?" Like I wanted somebody to know what I was dealing with, so if I went unresponsive, that they could get me some help. Dude, I haven't had anything, man. I get my blood work done pretty frequently, like every 6 weeks or so. My health is like great. My numbers are great. Only surgery I've ever had was I had my sinuses co-bladed from years of cocaine abuse. I needed to have that done a while ago, but that was like 10 years ago. Had the same thing before. Could be being exhausted, stress, or sudden decrease in heart rate. I think it was. I don't know if it's from lack of sleep. I mean, I get 8 hours every night, man. I'm in bed by 8. I'm up by, or excuse me, I'm in bed by 9. I'm asleep by 10. Usually up by like 5:30 or 6. Symptom of his meds after surgery. I could see that. Can't get bookmapped work. Says I got to download it, which I did. Yeah, I need to do like a walkthrough video on how to get it to work. It took me a while to figure it out, man. You got to download it and then you got to buy data. Um, the software itself is like, forgot how much it is, 50 a month or whatever. And then the data, you got to get the global plus to be able to really use it. Then you got to buy the data separately, so it's like an extra 30 or $40. All in, it's like 90 or $100 a month. All in, it's like 100. Yeah, it kind of pays for itself if you can once you learn it. It takes a while to learn. I still don't know. I mean, I still am learning it, I would say, but it's definitely I know enough about it now to where it's useful. And I think you can use code RIPS, RIPS, and you'll get a discount. This is on a I don't know if I told you. I got I opened a live funded account, so I'm trading. I didn't trade that today, but I took a trade on my Take Profit funded account. So that's Take Profit funded is the 450. Only one of them. I didn't copy trade. I just took it on one account. I'm trying to build my confidence back up, man. I don't want to deal with what I dealt with mid-September and blow all my accounts. Blew 5 TPT and 20 Apex. So I'm kind of just trading one at a time right now. Yeah, Ja, we took this short. Shorted up here. It's closed it at London low here. Yeah, it was nice. Felt good. Yeah, yummy. You should definitely look into it. I'm a huge advocate for it. Somebody else, who was it in here that was talking about? Was it uh, Nathan that was talking about? Shoot, I wrote it down and I didn't even look it up. Sierra charts. Sierra charts is one too. I haven't checked that out. I think it was Nathan told me about that. It's supposed to be like Bookmap, but cheaper. This isn't Forex, Kirby. This is NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ, or this is ES and NASDAQ futures. We're switching back and forth. This is NASDAQ. This is ES. Is NQ pushing lower? Probably wants to take out these lows, man. I think that's where it wants to go before it decides to turn around. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to check that out, Nathan. I wrote it down. Yo, who's pumped for tomorrow? I know some of you are going to know what I'm talking about. I know that some of you in here know exactly what I'm talking about. 2 trades finishing the day, 500. There you go, Zach. Exactly, Ja. Exactly. 32 years old and I still get excited about things like that. I don't care. It's the little things in life, man. I'm pumped. They better have it squared away, man. I don't want to be dealing with any nonsense. They know exactly what they're in for. They got something like 1 million pre-sales going already so far. So they know that it's about to be a shit show, if you will. Excuse my language. The BR is supposed to come out. Yeah, the BR is what I'm pumped about too. The BR is supposed to come out end of the month, I thought. Let's see. All right, Zach. Glad you had a good day, man. 500 for the day is great. You do the same. Take care of yourself, man. Later. Yeah, we took a trade. We were, I'll keep this on the chart here. Took a short from up here. Not that. Took that trade. Let's see, the BR. I saw this the other day. October 28th, supposedly. Nathan. October 28th. What am I looking for? Nothing at the moment. We took a short here. I'm done for the day. I want to see. Honestly, I would be interested. I'm not going to take another trade, but I'm just market watching here, tape watching. I think I want to see NQ sweep these lows right here and then start pushing higher. I'd like to see if that happens. Did any of you guys play the? Did you play the Firestorm when it was on Battlefield V? That was honestly one of my favorite games, man. I don't know why they didn't work on that or do anything to keep that going. That was such a good. It felt so good. Like it just was a good feeling game, and then they just let it run. It's my opinion on private equity. It's destroying the country. Sounds like you have an opinion. I don't necessarily think private equity is destroying the country. I wouldn't go that far. When's the next stop loss? What do you mean? Like where would I put my stop if I was still in this trade? Probably trail it up here if I was still in this short. Yeah, if I was still in here, I'd definitely have it about that level. 2, 3, and 2042. Yeah, V was fun, man. It was really fun. I think I've played all of them back to 1942. You're probably not old enough to remember that. What's up, Talk? 1942 was like one of the first battlefields that I played, and it was an online. It was like one of the first online games that I had, and it was a blast, dude. It was a blast. It was so revolutionary at the time. Can't remember what year that was. I'll say it was early 2000s. 2002. You weren't alive yet, Josh. Dang, man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. God's got a plan, though. You'll bounce back. You'll find something. I hate to hear that for you, though, man. I hope you got some savings and means to take care of yourself in the interim. What was my target on your trade? It was London low. What game you talking about, Joe? Searched it up. Okay. Yeah, 1942. Yeah, it was definitely a I mean, think about it. 2002, man, was when that game came out. So, hey, as long as you can feed yourself, man, and keep a roof over your head, you got this. I'll be praying for you, man. Seriously, I know that's a pretty rough situation to deal with. Jose, yeah, I'm not taking another trade today, man. We're keeping an eye on NQ here, see what it wants to do. We're pushing lower here, but I'd be interested to see if we kind of take these lows and then push out of this 4-hour gap and push higher here. We're in a pretty large 4-hour gap right here. Well, we're the most popular games. Halo had just came out. First Halo. That was huge. There was a game that I played called Medal of Honor. Uh, and then they had like an expansion pack. It was one of the first online like multiplayer shooters. And that game was so fun, dude. I remember I got that for Christmas and I played it nonstop, man. We didn't have headsets and stuff, or at least I didn't. So I had a cousin that got it also, and we'd play it online together. But we didn't have, like I said, we didn't have headsets to talk to each other. So we'd pick up. We had landlines. Our phones were landlines back then, and so I'd have a landline, and I'd be sitting there holding the phone, talking to him while I'm playing Medal of Honor. It was fun, dude. It was a different time. It's crazy how much technology's evolved even since then. Halo 3 was good, yeah. Halo 2 was good. It was a different time, man. It was a different time. Yeah. Pete. I get I get what some people would I get the critique about private equity in terms of the housing situation and stuff like that, but you're going to have with any economic system that you have in place, you're going to have certain drawbacks or certain downsides, certain negative consequences. And I can tell you that any other system that you're going to have in place other than the free market capitalism or even, you know, some sort of fettered capitalism, you're going to have way better results than any other system that has been tried. And it's not my opinion. You just look at the raw data. Capitalism has pulled more people out of poverty and cured more disease and caused more innovation than any other system of government, any other economic system that has ever been tried. By far, no question, it's not even debatable. So there might be some faults and there might be some flaws and there's areas that can be improved, but overall, you know, I thank my lucky stars for living in a capitalist society. Yeah, I get your point, Joe. I mean, I look. I worked in the legal sector where private equity was huge by mergers and acquisitions. So you deal with a lot of private equity, but there's also benefits to doing certain things like that. You got to think what are those companies that are doing that, where they're basically coming in and restructuring companies or putting a lot of debt on the company and then selling it off, or doing things like that. Most of those companies are turning around and doing other great things. Like not all of them, but the benefits that some of these companies do in order to they do certain things to stay afloat in order to produce or to create things that are greatly beneficial to society overall. Like I said, there's good and there's bad, and I think the good far outweighs the bad. Do I think that capitalism actually what my question to you, I would answer your question with a question. What other form of economic what other sort of economic system would you recommend in place of it that would solve the quality problem that you're referring to? Do you think government creates better products than private enterprise? And if you do, I would love to hear an example of that, because I can point to countless examples of where private innovation has led to way more quality in terms of production than any sort of government production has. Anytime the government gets involved in something, it's slow, it's bloated, it's inefficient. Answering a question with a question isn't an answer. Well, you're posing a question that is demanding a question in return. The question is, if not capitalism, then what? So the answer is no, I do not think that capitalism hinders innovation. I think it fosters it. That's not the inefficiency of our taxes is not a result of capitalism. Do you think socialism would not piss away your tax dollars and send it to places that you didn't want it to go to, or to people you didn't want it to go to? Also, let's say that your example is correct about the inefficiencies of our money going elsewhere. The countries that it's going to, a lot of them aren't capitalistic in their own sense. If the other systems of government or economics was better, those other economic structures were better, why are they relying on a capitalist country to subsidize them? You know what I mean? Socialism is great until you run out of other people's money. Exactly. Above efficiency, quality, etc. It was London. We hit London low. That was my target. I'm up 450. I love the conversation, man. Don't get me wrong. I'm not coming at you sideways. I enjoy. I think that in order for people to understand why what we have in place is solid, it's not perfect, but why it is solid, you have to be able to reason and answer the questions that you're asking. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're asking great questions. That's how you get to the answers that I've arrived at, which is I think that we're in a pretty great system the way that it is. I think it is one of the only systems where you can come from nothing and build something and become extremely wealthy and help others. If you have a system of government where you have, socialism, where you're paying, in some cases, 90% of your earnings to the government because they think that they can spend the money more wisely than you can, I think that is a terrible system, and it keeps people down. It doesn't lift people up. It makes everyone equal. It makes everyone equally miserable and equally broke. I'll definitely give you a shout, Pete. I'm trying to hit up Gatlinburg soon, man. I haven't been out there before. I keep seeing people going out there posting stuff. It looks beautiful out there. Yeah, I do think it's fair. I think it sucks, but I do think it's fair. I think it is very fair because I've been that person who's on the street hungry, and I was there because of my own decisions. I do. I chose to get involved with drugs and to do things that were not good for me, and they led me to being homeless and on the streets and using drugs and being hungry. And now I'm in a position where I'm not there anymore because of the decisions I made. Christ saved me. And there wasn't anybody out there handing me stuff, for free. You know what I mean? Like, even if they were, that wouldn't have incentivized me to turn my life around. Like, you can feed somebody, and that's not going to being hungry and being in a poor situation is part of the reason that I got out of the situation, because I got tired of being poor and sick. I know plenty of wealthy people, and the majority of them, I don't actually know a single wealthy person who inherited their money. They've worked their absolute ass off to get to where they are. Some of them do have yachts. I know a guy down in Florida who doesn't have more than a middle school education because he had to work a farm that his parents owned in order to be able to make money to be able to feed them. And now he owns a couple of planes, a yacht, a bunch of stuff, because what did he do? He took the 2 or 3 cows that his dad had that he inherited and figured out how to scale that company into something larger. This dude owns thousands and thousands of cattle now, farmland in California, farmland in Texas. He owns a percentage of a very large dairy company, and he built all that with his own hands with a middle school education. He would not have been able to do that in any other society other than a capitalist society. Those are the kinds of people that I look at, and I'm like, that is the American dream right there. Just finished. How'd you do today? We're up 450. We took one trade here. We took this short. I appreciate that, man. How do you say your name? Inrin? Inrin Collins? I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Tried to verify your ID with Apex, and it says failed too many times. This was London low. That's where my exit was. That was my target when I entered the trade. I'm not sure what that is, Ishmael. I've never had that issue. In Reen, maybe? In Reen, is that right? Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I agree with you, Pete. It's not. It's been 10 days. You can't do anything on your dashboard, and I contacted and no answer. Ishmael, send me if you don't mind, add me on Instagram and send me a screenshot of what it looks like, of what you're dealing with, because I've never had that issue. I've never tried to help anybody that is having that issue. I'll see if I can do something. Don't show me any like your personal information or anything, but show me what your dashboard and stuff looks like. Yeah, Pete, I agree, man. It's not perfect, and there's improvements that could be made for sure. Absolutely. I think that's just the process of any society is you got to constantly be evaluating what the issues are and find a way to fix them without taking drastic changes, especially not in the direction of things that have been tried in the past that haven't worked. But the thing is, dude, there's a reason why people in your country fly to the United States for their health care, the people who can afford to do so. Because the best quality medicine is not in your country, it's in ours. And that is a direct result of not nationalizing our healthcare system. And that's why so many people are against that. Same with Canada. Anybody who can afford it from all these countries who have socialized medicine, they fly to the United States for their health care. I just added you back, Ishmael. Well, it's probably because you're. Let's see. Where you're in the UK? Is that what you said? I'm in the UK. Yeah. You also got to think. This is the other thing. What I was looking up is your population. So the population of the UK is like the size of one state in the United States. Literally, 69 million. Maybe two states. So it is a little different also when you're talking about a country that's that size. When you're trying to socialize something, imagine trying to pay for the health care of 300 and what is it? What's the U.S. population now? 350 million, 360 million, somewhere around there. 340 million. So I mean, there's other complications too. There's it's not easy. I will say the healthcare in the United States, there needs to be some fixes done to it for sure. Not just healthcare, but the health insurance. People conflate those two. The insurance industry in the United States is ridiculous. It needs to be fixed. Would you be opening the partnership? Why did you short there? We had a break of structure, and the majority of my decision came from the book map that I was looking at. I used book map, so it was a lot of order flow that was stacking up lower, pushing price down. So it just really, there's a clean draw here at London Low. Just looked really, really enticing. I love hearing that, Job. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you saying that. It'll change your life, dude. I'm not perfect. I'm not, and I might not be the best example of. I'm working on it, but I'm not necessarily the best example of living a Christ-like life. But I'm doing my best every day to try to get better, man. And I think that's what it's all about. Yeah. Yeah, Pete, when you start getting into the numbers, man, it just doesn't make sense. It's completely unrealistic. It's not sustainable. I think we tapped into that 4 hour here, and then we're rejecting out of it now. For those of you who are looking for a trade, this might. I'm not saying jump in here. Oh, sorry. I'm not saying jump in here, but we're getting. I'd get a little interested here. You're short. Yeah, I'm with you, Pete. I do too, man. I love seeing people win, whether I know them or not. It's just, for me, it's inspiring. I'd be interested in taking this if I was one of you guys, to be honest. I'd be really tempted to be getting into this long here on the inversion of this too. If this two inverts, I'd no, I'm not taking it. I'm following my rules, one and done for the day. But if we invert this two here in the next 4 or 5 seconds, I think I would be real tempted to jump into this if I was one of you guys. I don't know if we want to go lower here, but this setup is looking like an enticing long potential. Your story's a lot like mine. I'd love to hear it one day, Pete. I think we're setting up for longs here on both NQ and ES here. But I'm not, again, I'm not getting into this. Taking my trade for the day. I really would have liked to see us invert this too before getting involved. You'll get into it for me. Be careful. I'd be tempted to wait for the inversion of this too before I'd jump into it. We're rejecting off of that. I'll leave this here so you can see it. How much money do you risk? So I trade I just opened a personal capital account, and I am just starting that account with 500. I'm up to 525 right now. But the trade I took today, I took it on my funded take profit trader account. and we were in for one mini, so we risked 4.75. What is that? We risked $237 to make 11.25 to make 562. And the reason, I don't know why it's saying that we're only up 445. The math doesn't math on that, but that's what it should be. So we risked 220-ish to make 560-ish. Potential longs, yeah. Potential longs. I would wait for the. I'd wait to see if this 2-minute inverts. What I think about funded accounts from Traderify for 200. I'm personally against the like straight to funded account. I don't know if that's what you're asking about. I think if you can pass, you shouldn't, unless you can pass an eval, you shouldn't be trading straight to fundeds, to be honest. And if you can pass an eval, then just buy the eval and pass it. It's cheaper. I haven't traded with Tradeify in like a year, so I don't remember what all their what they offer, and I'm sure it's evolved since then. Let me grab a drink. Ooh. Bigger drawdown, Ja. I think. I mean, you have more drawdown to work with. That's the only thing I think. Do you trade full time? If I copy your trades every day, would I be profitable? Um, I do trade full time. I don't recommend copy trading. I mean, if you took every trade that I took, yes, you would be. But I don't recommend doing that, man, because what if I, heaven forbid, keel over one day or I stop trading or something happens? You're not going to know really why I'm taking trades or what you're looking for. So become self-sustainable. I wouldn't take the approach of copy trading people. We had a break of structure. Mostly it was because of the book map. Here, I'll show you the book map again so you guys can. This is book map. So this is how you can read order flow and momentum. And what I was doing was reading this tape and seeing there was a shit ton of orders that were stacked up lower. Price was getting sucked down to that level. There was very few orders up higher. So prices attracted the liquidity. So all this liquidity was stacked up lower. It's not there now. This changes. So when orders get picked up, it goes away on this book map. So you can't really see what I was seeing then. But there was a ton of orders stacked up lower here. And I was using that as a confluence with the break of structure to enter the trade. And we had just swept the highs too. So this swept some highs, strong V-shaped recovery, break of structure. And I saw that the order flow was stacked up for shorts. So we had a clear draw on liquidity down to London low. It just looked good overall. Do you watch TJR at all? I see clips of him on TikTok, but I don't watch his streams. If he streams, I don't even know if he does stream. Inverted that too. I'd be tempted to take a stab at a long here, but at the same time, man, you know, we're rejecting the reason I would be tempted to take a long is we have a 4-hour inversion stacked with a 4-hour bullish gap. Price clearly is rejecting out of this 4-hour, going higher. This is NQ right here. We're rejecting out of this 4-hour. So combined with what we're seeing on the smaller time frame, which is a V-shaped recovery, breaker structure. On the ES, we inverted this too. V-shaped recovery. We did sweep some lows. Yeah, I'd be tempted to take a long. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Joe. If you can find somebody who's profitable and consistently taking good trades and is very disciplined, if you're watching them, you know, if you're learning at the same time, yeah, copy trade them if you want and learn at the same time. Learn what they're doing and why. Then you can make that work. But one more trade, nah. Not breaking the rules, man. This is the 1 minute time frame. I'm not in a long. I'm not in it. I took my one trade for the day and I'm done skis. Would this be a good long? I would have, on the inversion of this too, I would have been tempted to jump into a long here. We're delivering, and the reason why is we've swept some key levels. We're delivering out of this 4-hour inversion and this 4-hour bullish gap right here. NQ is also delivering out of this 4-hour bullish gap. I think we're starting to signal some bullish order flow here. So inverting this too with this V-shaped recovery, I think it's safe to get into a long. I wouldn't just jump into a blind right now. I might wait for a retest of one of these gaps. Otherwise, your stop loss, I mean, if you get in right exactly where we are right now, your stop loss is going to be pretty wide. I would wait until you get maybe a retouch of this. Keep my stop below that. You could make it below this swing low. That's a super long stop, though. I'd probably put it below that 2-minute gap. And targets would be all-time highs. There's all-time highs are up here. I'm pretty sure that's all-time highs. So that would look like the trade. First TP would be right here, depending on your sizing. First TP, second TP, and full TP up here. That's how that trade would look if I was going to take it. Clean that up for you. Yeah, it's a bullish 5-minute inversion right there. It's a bullish inversion on the 4-hour too. Right here. Bullish 4-hour inversion, bullish 4-hour gap. We're delivering out of that. Delivering out of this 1 minute or 1 hour too. So, and we just inverted this 5. So I think if you get a retouch into this 5, I'd be tempted to go long here, but I'd play it safe. I appreciate it, man. This is called this isn't even a playlist. I played one song and this is just random from a Play a Micro. No, I'm not doing it. It's just it's playing random songs after I selected that one song. Take a trade on the Percy. It's tempting. This is why it's better once you get your money, you just get off the chart. It is tempting. Yeah, it's on Spotify. I think the song that I originally played is called Too Heavy by Neon Tide. And then these are just random songs it's playing after that. Do I use a non-stem pre? I don't use pre anymore. I haven't been. Just haven't bought any. It's been like 6 months or something. But no, when I was using it, I did not use a non-stem. I know that C-Bum, his brand has a pretty good non-stem. Was it Raw Nutrition? I like their stuff. When I was taking pre-workout, I'd take the Favage pre-workout. Pretty clean ingredients. But they have a non-stem version too. You can check it out. Still killing the meal plan, Pete. Even better now because I got an unlimited meal plan here at the university. So I got my meal prep that I eat when I'm here at the apartment. And I also have unlimited food that I can eat on campus too. So I've been crushing it. Why'd you take the trade on ES and not NQ? It just looked cleaner. Price action has looked cleaner for me on ES. I mean, it's just swifter movements, man. It's felt, especially early in the session, just felt like swifter movements. These are the 5-minute candles. Look at this. Look at these wicks. This is what we were dealing with in the early AM session earlier. And then ES, it was just kind of swift. You had some of that right here too, but it was just clean, swift movements. It felt like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm in college, man. If I was going to take this is where we'll see how it reacts out of this 5-minute. I would not have a limit order set. I would be waiting to see how it reacts in this 5-minute inversion. You thought I was 45 or 50? You're smoking crack, bro. I do not look 45 or 50. There's no way you actually thought I was that old. What are you looking at, Joe? I'm not offended. I'm 32. Yeah, I mean, at 32, yeah, typical wife and kids age, yeah. Definitely not 45 or 50, though. No, not ex-military. Never served. Went to a military high school. Definitely not in the military, though. Thought about it. Why long? Delivered out of a 4-hour inversion and a 4-hour bullish gap. Clear rejection here out of that. Swept some major levels lower here. Let's see. Swept some major levels on NQ, yes. Swept those PM low down here. As you can see, I'll turn this off. Swept the PM low and the lunch low from yesterday. Price is turning around, it seems. Those would be some of my confluences if I was going to take this trade. Again, I'd like to see how this reacts out of this 5-minute inversion before I get into it. We might dig into this a little bit before going higher. Or it could just completely fail and dump. But if I was going to take a trade, I'd be tempted to jump into this. Yeah, man. Yeah, 31 in college. That's the thing. Well, I had a drug and alcohol problem for a long time, but when I wasn't doing that, man, I had a career working on cars. That was what I did for the longest time, and decided when COVID hit that wasn't what I wanted to spend my life doing. And I got a job with a law firm when I got clean, doing basically like paralegal work, and fell in love with it. And I was like, man, I want to be an attorney. So in order to do that, I had to finish my undergrad. So that's why I went back. Appreciate your service, D. Appreciate that, man. Got good connections, Will. Got good connections. I was basically shadowing somebody for like a year before I started actually doing work with them. Picked it up pretty quick. Basically doing like document preparation work. Working on contracts for small, medium-sized business sales. They did after I started working with them. Not for the first like year or so that I was doing it. That's awesome, D. I love that for you, man. I love hearing that. I love people that can turn it around. What's your bench PR? 405 is the most I've ever attempted and gotten. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming in here, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate the positivity. I'm not in this long. I'm not in this. I took my trade for the day already. I took a short at market open. You can see it. That's what these arrows are. So we're up 450 on the, or 445 on the day. I'm not at the moment, Will. No, I'm not. I have been before, but at the moment, for the past little over a year, since July of last year, I haven't been on anything. I'm liking the way price is moving here. You got to remember we're at 11 o'clock here. We're bumping up on pretty slow price action time frame. But I think what I'd like to see is just dig a little bit into this. We did touch kind of and reject off of it, but this wouldn't be this entry. I mean, I basically had that entry dialed in right there. How do you know it's an inversion? Because you had the this was a fair value gap that formed right here, these 3 candles. You see this space in between them? I'll show you. We'll get real close in here so you can see this. So you see these 3 candles right here, these down close candles. From this top wick to that bottom wick of that candle, that's a fair value gap. So then when price came back through it and closed above it, this candle inverted it. So now instead of it being a level of resistance, it turns into a level of support. So that makes it an inversion. Nah, man. If your test is in the 300s, I would definitely hop on 100%. Would not even question it. As long as you don't have any other underlying health issues. No. It becomes invalidated if price goes below it and closes it. It just disappears. It's done. Yeah, I would like to see that too. A tap back in here. It could just keep going higher, though. And we kind of did get a tap back with this candle wick. That would have been a great entry point. Yeah, this is ES. Target is all-time highs. You switch time frames. That's how you know the difference between a 5-minute and a 15-minute. You got a 15 that I think we're getting ready to bump into right now. Oh, we inverted this 15. Yeah, dude, this is a clean long. I just realized we just inverted that 15. This is clean long 100% off of that touchback there. We touched back perfectly into this 5-minute, and we inverted the 15 that was above it. This is a clean long, at least up to this first TP. I hope some of you guys took this. If you're only in one contract, I'd hold. If you're in one contract, I mean, this first TP would be an 11-point move on one contract. That's what, $500 or $550, something like that. Yeah, that's $550. You could take, if you want, you could take first TP at this level right here, this swing high. Or you could, if you want to be ballsy and hold it, you could hold it all the way up to the top. It's up to you. Those are the TP levels I have marked on the chart. So you take your pick, man. But a 550 move is not a bad move to just be happy with. My stops would be right below this gap. I'd give it a little bit of room to breathe in case it wants to wick through it a little bit, as long as it doesn't close below it. TP2 is at this swing high right here. 6,800.75. TP1 is at 6,792.25. One mini to the top, Nathan. pulling for you, bro. That sun's. I'll fix that. I go break even at TP1 probably. What kind of milk you drink? Straight from the buffalo? Yeah, that's funny. I drink whole milk, man. Chocolate milk. Fairlife whole milk, Fairlife chocolate milk. A lot of it. No bullshit, a lot of it. I think I'm kidding. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of milk. There was more in there too. I just couldn't carry it all. Need the meal plan. Stuck at 155, dude. You just got to pick up the fork. Chicken and rice, man. Chicken and rice. I eat a ton of chicken and rice or ground beef and rice. Protein shakes out the yin yang if you're at 155. Bro be hitting glutes. Trying, man. Had a pancake ass. How long did it take you to learn how to trade? Ground turkey's good too, yeah. How long did it take you to learn how to trade? In terms of like learning market structure and stuff, not a tremendous amount of time, man. Once you start, you can learn market structure pretty quickly within a couple of months. But the hardest thing, again, about trading, I say this all the time, isn't learning how price moves. It's the psychology, man. Mastering the psychology and knowing when to click the button and when not to click the button, more importantly, is the biggest challenge with trading. It's the reason most people fail. It's the biggest struggle I have. I think most people probably, they'd be up 450 today, and if they wanted to not be a smart trader, they would have jumped into this. Because let's say this does fail, then all of a sudden I get my 450 back. Why would I want to do that? You know, I'm up, take the win, move on. Like, if I wasn't streaming, I would not be sitting on the chart still. I'd be going about my day doing something else. Yes, it did. That inverted it right there. Talking about that candle inverted it. Bro, new to posting? What are you talking about? Took a loss today. How do you deal with the emotion? You got to find a way not to feel the emotion, man. You need to look at this just failing for some reason. Let's see if this 5 minute holds. You got to find out what you did wrong. Journal your trade, man, and learn from it. Don't allow it to. You got to have a goldfish memory. That's the best thing to do. Not in a trade, buddy. We're up 445 on the day, buddy. Thank you for your input, though. Let's see your trades. Little backseat driver head ass. Yeah, this would have been a good pullback to re-enter on potentially. Got 4 minutes until that 15-minute candle close. We are bumping up to lunchtime here, so this is not a time that I like to be in a trade, but I still think this plays. We'll see. I still think this trade plays. Please be a voice actor. Thought it was C-Bone for a second. Nah, man. He's way better looking, way bigger. Did he just have another kid? Did I see? Was that somebody else, or did I see his wife post that? Maybe that was some. No, it wasn't him. That was somebody else I follow. I think his wife's due soon, though. What in the Sam Bennett? Who's Sam Bennett? I don't know who Sam Bennett is. I appreciate that, Lala. Can you send me your TRT plug? Yeah, go to Transcend on Google, and you'll find it. It's a company. It comes from a doctor. Sam Bennett. Look him up. Oh, is he the hockey player? Talking about the hockey player? Yeah, dude, it's stout. I wish I'd played hockey, man. I love watching. Hockey's my favorite sport to watch. Season's about to fire up. I think it already did, actually. Preseason's been going on. Carolina Hurricanes are my team, man, and they look like dog water. I think the GM just stepped down, too. Yeah. I think the first Canes game is the 11th, though, or the 10th. Maybe it's tomorrow. I can't remember. I got pissed watching the first couple of preseason games, man. They just frustrating. Why did I go long here? I didn't go long. I just had it mapped out on the chart. But we're delivering out of this 4-hour bullish inversion, 4-hour bullish fair value gap. NQ was rejecting pretty hard out of this 4-hour gap as well. We had swept a couple of key levels. We had a strong V-shaped recovery here. We inverted this 5-minute, then we inverted the 15. So it looked like a clean entry. So They play the Devils tonight? Okay. Yeah, definitely need to watch that. Again, I got demoralized watching a couple of their preseason games. This is getting stopped. It's right on it. I'd take this trade 10 out of 10 times, though. With what everything we have on the chart going here. The inversion, bullish gap, high time frame, PD array, sweeps previously, V-shaped recovery. I mean, everything points to a long here. 15-minute inversion, 5-minute inversion. I'm not in a trade, bro. The P&L is on the screen. It's literally, I can make it bigger. I'll make it bigger for you guys, since apparently it's hard to see. There you go. Is that big enough? Not to mention the other arrows on the chart show where we were in earlier, and there's no arrows showing that we're in now. I didn't lose. I wasn't in the trade. Again, some of you guys don't know how to look at a screen that you're looking at, man. What's going on here? Am I living in, what's going on here? I'll put it there. Does that make it easier? If we were in a trade where it says $open PL, that number would be fluctuating. There's no trade open. There wasn't a trade open. We're green. 445. We took one trade today. Green. We took this short. Right here. Short. Closed it at London low. I wonder if you guys are like trolling. Some of you guys either don't know how to read your screen or don't know anything about trading, and you're just throwing comments out there. Yeah, went right to TP. No, you're good, man. I was talking, there was several other guys too. How am I being disrespectful? Nothing I said was disrespectful. When you get countless people coming in here saying stuff, man, it gets annoying. People just scrolling and saying shit. Somebody just said any trades today. See what I'm talking about? Breakdown was a break of structure, sweep of the highs, clear order flow based on the book map where the order flow was stacked up. Momentum was pushing lower, hopped in on a pullback. Disrespectful. Oh, boy. This was the trade we took today. Right here. You can clearly see the arrows. Stops were right here. We moved to break even. Around here, I think. Boom. Took profit. Immediately when we took profit, there was a pullback and then a dump. Nice. Yeah. I think a lot of people saw that. I'm not sure how many people took it. I heard somebody say that they were looking at it earlier and they didn't take it. They faded it, but I jumped in there. Yeah, Tyrone, I was thinking about you, man. I hate that for you. You got to pull back here. It looked like your dreams were still alive, and then it got crushed quickly. All right, Nathan. Good to see you, man. Take it easy. I think that 5 got null and voided, so did that. Unfortunate for anybody that did take that. That sucks, man. I'm sorry. Hopefully it wasn't too big of a loss. Tomorrow's a new day, though. Don't you know the rules, man. Don't try to get it back today. Called that? Nice. What do you mean, Rondo? What platform is this? This is TradingView. Long on the S took a small loss. That's yeah. If you were in on that long that I had marked out on the chart, man, that was in my opinion, I would have taken that trade 10 out of 10 times. I'd take it again. To be honest, there was nothing wrong with that. It just didn't play out. That happens. Just entered short, targeting 2008 financial crisis lows. I love that. You'd be eating very well if you did hit that. We would all be struggling, though. There would be a huge issue. Quitting smoking and then paper trading? Hey, smoking, I can tell you right now, until you got your ducks in a row, man, that is not going to help you in any avenue of life. And coming from somebody who used to smoke a lot, I can tell you that it will zap your brain power, man. It does. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but I know some very successful people that smoke, but they're successful before they started smoking, or they at least put it on hold while they were becoming successful. I disagree with that, man. I think whether you let it control you or not, even if you're doing it the same way you drink a beer, it is affecting your brain power. It's affecting your brain. It's causing you to not be operating at your full capacity. What's up, Trace? No, do not drink beer and trade. Do not. Exactly, EP. Yeah, you get it, man. And I know people that can, again, that they're effective. They smoke and they're effective, but I can tell you that's the exception, not the rule. Up 3,010 today? Nice, man. Very nice. Is it 80% off without your code? No. It's 80% off with a code, whether it's my code or someone else's code, but just on its own, it's not 80% off. Got to use some code. You're the exception. I'm sure a lot of people think that. I thought I was for the longest. What did I short? This right here. That was the short. I do trade ICT plus order flow. I rely a lot on order flow from Bookmap. I use Bookmap. This is Bookmap. This is what I have on one of my monitors to my left here that I'm looking at while you guys are looking at my chart. It's where all the orders are stacked up. Once you learn it, it's not bad. I got to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Made 12,000 in Forex today, dude. That's awesome. I'm not sure that I haven't. Unaware of a free book map on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's the same exact one. I'd be interested to know if it is. I'm sure that they would take issue with that if there was a free book map because it's not cheap. How many accounts do I have right now? Your trade is looking phenomenal. Appreciate that, man. I have 5 TPT accounts, and I have currently 3 Apex accounts, and then my personal capital account. Yeah, with TPT, I take pretty frequent. I think over the last week, I've taken 1,600 out with TPT. I have an 802 payout, 623 payout, 287 payout. I've taken over the past week. I've done well. End of September, from September 20th on to the end of the month, man, I got cooked. I really screwed up. I shit the bed. I blew all 5 of my funded TPT accounts and then 20 funded Apex accounts, and my psychology got really messed up. But I'm bouncing back from that. Yeah, that's today, Tyrone. That's today's P&L. That's from the short we took this morning. Maya, what up? Long time no see. I didn't see bullish. This is the full session right here since market open. That's 9:30 right there. We shorted that. I haven't seen. I thought we were making a turnaround right here, but price did not cooperate for anybody that took that long. I didn't get in on that. This is ES right here, S&P 500. All right, boys and girls, I got to go eat lunch, go work out, and then I got class. Appreciate you guys being here. Be back tomorrow, be live. I think tomorrow we'll trade the personal instead of trading a prop firm. We'll trade the personal account, try to get a little bit stacked up in there, see what we can do. So you guys be good. Hope you had a good day. Stay safe. God bless you guys.